Good day. I'm Pauline Tongco,
And I'm Ledda.
and today we are going to talk about the new normal, self-discipline in online classes. Isn't it funny how we make rational excuses for being out of alignment? Was it really something we couldn't do, or is it just us making excuses for not being able to do it? It's the same with everything. There's always something we can do, and we should focus on that. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed education forever. With the schools shut across the world, millions of children have had to adapt to new types of learning. Online classes have been the highlight of social media platforms, with the students giving their own insights about this new normal. In the new normal of the Philippines, one of the commonly used types of learning is online learning. This is education that takes place over the internet. It is often referred to as e-learning, among other terms. However, online learning is just one type of distance learning, the umbrella term for any learning that takes place across distance and not in a traditional classroom. Manila Bulletin reports that a lot of private schools have already begun with online classes, and it looks like students are having a difficult time adjusting and coping with the new setting, and vented their frustrations on Twitter with the hashtag academic freeze. They also said that the students' main concern is online classes being a lot more difficult than the actual face-to-face learning. A lot of this has to do with learning most of the materials on their own. But although students will require intense self-discipline, students benefit more from online classes because they are able to work at their own pace, they can spend more time for their education, and they have their learning materials accessible anytime and anywhere.
First, students being able to work at their own pace during online classes is a real benefit for a lot of learners. A 2011 experiment showed that students who have control of their study time allocation, or the self-paced learners, significantly outperform those with no control. And this is because of the efficiency of self-regulating your time allocation for specific subjects. Meanwhile, a study in 2015 confirmed the findings of Chen, Li, and Bautista's studies when they concluded that learners who use self-paced learning strategies are directed to a better academic achievement. These strategies include doing and completing certain tasks at the student's own pace, which is most likely in online learning. These evidences show that self-paced learning in online classes causes good benefit to students. Such self-paced learning actually produce better academic outcomes. Thus, students being able to work at their own pace can control the amount of time they allocate to certain tasks and have a more efficient learning process.
Second, with the environment of online learning, students get to spend more time on their education. Given that online learning does not require the student to travel from home to school and vice versa, thus the lesser time that students spend outside their academic responsibilities. They are more able to delegate their time more on their studies. Findings of a study in 2009 suggests that extra time and effort can help a student gain higher grades. This simply means that the more time delegated in studying has a positive effect on the student's academic performance. In line with this, a study in 1999 by Zuloff and Gartner also revealed that time management skills and study time were positively related with the student's GPA, suggesting that improvements in GPA require substantial increases in study time. Those previously stated seem to directly say that having more time to study and on education has a greater impact on a student's academic performance. With online classes, the student can save the time spent on supposed travel to and from school, lingering along corridors, malls, and the like, and can dedicate that time to his or her education instead.
Lastly, by the nature of online learning, or the so-called e-learning, students having their learning materials accessible anytime and anywhere gives them a great deal. A study in 2007 showed that having materials accessible anytime and anywhere gives attention from educators, which gives them opportunities and challenges represented by anytime, anywhere distributed learnings. In the same manner, Hughes' study in 2019 also stated that anytime and anywhere learning helps the students to learn and to have a concept for delivering training to the learners by using the technology that they prefer to use. This means being able to access their learning materials depending on their preference and having learning in their own way. Furthermore, accessible materials have a great help to students, for which they can study anywhere they go and even do advanced reading on the accessible materials that was given to them. Thus, having this in online learning helps students to study more efficiently by using their preferred technologies, and it also allows them advanced reading which may have a great help for their classes. Yet again, despite these benefits of online classes, a lot of students focus on some disadvantages of this, and one of them is the intense requirement of self-discipline. According to a study in 2019, online students have their freedom which needs self-discipline because all of the possible distractions outside the school can be made in online learning, which making it difficult. The students may use any technologies they want on learning, but they need to give all their attention to their class by not using their phones or material that may distract themselves from doing it. The students may practice by prohibiting themselves in distractions in class and may also practice on how well disciplined they are in face-to-face. Students may have the freedom to do things but having a hard time to learn in online class when they have their own distractions, just like by using their phone because they divert their attention to the phone and may not be able to listen to the teacher. And avoiding such distractions indeed requires intense self-discipline. In addition to this, it is stated on Charter's College website in 2015 that our success in online class are dependent on our own self, which needs to require a higher level of independence than traditional courses. In other words, our schedules and even our time management are dependent on our own because we are the one who can handle our own time and our perspectives in online class. Students need to manage their time and responsibilities in online class, essentially with the help of self-discipline.
However, self-discipline is already a given requirement that students should possess whether they have online classes or face-to-face classes. As implied earlier, a lot of students who are into online classes make so much fuss about the intense self-discipline required in this type of education. Findings of a study by Maluka in 2017 revealed that self-discipline is one of the crucial factors in academic performance. This study was conducted around the system of the face-to-face or traditional method of education. This means to say that self-discipline has indeed a great impact on a student's academic performance. In line with this, because of the findings of a study in 2016, the researchers highly recommended that discipline should be enhanced in schools, more specifically in Muhoroni Sub-County, Kenya, in order to improve pupils' academic performance. Given these evidences, since student self-discipline and academic performance are linked in any type of learning environment, then it is not really a matter of either it is online or face-to-face classes. Thus, students, wherever they are, must already practice self-discipline because it greatly affects their academic performance. In conclusion, the intense requirement of self-discipline in online classes is not really a disadvantage to students. It only becomes a problem to most students because of the many distractions that come with doing online classes. As stated earlier, self-discipline is already expected in students whether it is in a face-to-face traditional classroom or in online classes. Students may have a difficult time to adjust to this new type of learning, but if they focus on the fact that they should already have practiced self-discipline during their previous school years, which is the traditional learning method, they themselves will be more eager to learn and develop the essential skills they need to survive this online education setup. Therefore, students benefit more from online classes despite the intense requirement of self-discipline. That is all for this presentation. Thank you and good day.